top 10 mammals found frozen in ice. Did you know that mammoths, woolly lions, and other prehistoric animals are real? Although most of them are buried under thick ice, still waiting to be found. The ones we have discovered speak volumes to us. As the world gets warmer and ice melts, we're seeing a higher frequency of these animals turning up around the world. Luckily, ice preserves them pretty well, and these discoveries become great research subjects, and much can be deduced from their fossils. We aren't discussing the usual ice or snow, but permafrost, which is permanent ice for a minimum of 2 years and can last as long as thousands of years. Let's take a look at the top 10 mammals we found in ice. Number 10. The Yukagir bison. This one is almost a complete specimen, and it's over 9,000 years old. All the major organs, like the heart, digestive system, and brain, are well preserved, along with near-perfect blood vessels. Some of the organs may have been crushed or shrunk over time, but this is really a great find. According to experts, it belongs to the period of the Ice Age. The bison was discovered by the Yukagir tribe in Yakutia in August 2011. Radiocarbon sampling of the horn and hair puts the beast at 10,500 years ago on the timeline. The bison died a natural death, and there is no sign of injury. It ate grass and wild herbs mostly, and weighed over 500 kilograms. Number 9. The Salarican pony. Again, in Yakutia, presently Russia, gold miners came across a pony fossil while digging 10 meters below frozen ice in 1968. The 2 legs and tail were sticking out the roof when it was found. The fossil was confirmed to belong to a species of the wild horse, now found only in Mongolia. This Salarican pony, as it was named, lived about 35,000 years ago and probably died early at the age of 7 to 8 years. The diet mostly consisted of grasses, herbs, and woody plants. The position in which the fossil was found, that is, the hind legs were pointed downwards and more horizontal forelegs, suggested that the animal died after being stuck in a bog. Number 8. The Kalima woolly rhinoceros. Do you find it hard to imagine a woolly rhinoceros? Well, they existed over 40,000 years ago. More importantly, no, they were not at all cuddly. Experts say they were Eurasia's most abundant animals, but so far only a handful of fossils have been discovered. These dudes weighed over 1.5 tons, thick-skinned with fur, with short fur-covering tails and narrow ears. The rhino was well-versed and adapted to an icy, cold environment. However, researchers claimed that their short legs may have struggled in the deep snow caused by an increase in temperature during the late Pleistocene and early Holocene periods. The remains of a female woolly rhino were discovered in Kalima River in Yakutia by miners in the early 2007. An expert also concluded that now extinct woolly rhinos reproduced slowly, and their heavy-set bodies made it difficult for them to slog through the snow during heavy winter seasons. Number 7. The Yucca mammoth. Number 7 is the Yucca mammoth, which lived over 40,000 years ago. These were huge, almost 20 times bigger than today's African elephants. Yukagir tribals found a mammoth's fossil in 2009, named Yucca after those who found the beast. The animal weighed a few tons and was roughly 8 to 10 years old when it died. The fur is well preserved along with some of the larger bones and the trunk. Scientists also discovered the beginning of tusk marks breaking from the skin. Yucca had sustained injuries from predators like lions, which became the primary reason for its death. From all we know by watching movies like Ice Age, mammoths were just like elephants, but much bigger. They were a remarkable species, and modern-day elephants could be only a glimpse of what they were like. Number 6. Lion or lynx fossil. Frozen in time, this cat or lion, uncertain, was unearthed in Siberia in 2017. This mummified animal could be a lynx kitten or a lion cub. It is in excellent condition, well preserved, and even with its whiskers intact. There is still a lot of speculation about this Ice Age fur cat mummy, and no one is sure if it's a cat or a lion. Whatever it may be, it is beautiful and timeless in the least. The mysterious figure was found lying on its back. It is safe to presume the animal belongs to the Pleistocene time era, almost 12,000 years ago. Number 5. The frozen foal. Famously known as the frozen foal, this fossil is a 2-month-old horse that died between 30,000 and 40,000 years ago. This one is intact and well preserved along with its vital organs, hooves, and tiny nostril hairs. You would be surprised to know that this fossil still had liquid blood in its vessels when it was discovered, thus making it the oldest blood sample on record. Scientists have also found some other animals with liquid blood content, but none of them were as old as this frozen foal. But who's to say? Something new could come into the picture any minute, even as you're watching now. Number 4. Ice Age cave bear. Alive more than 40,000 years ago, the cave bear's fossils from the Ice Age were preserved for millennia before scientists unearthed them. This find is groundbreaking since the body is perfectly intact, as it was the first time they found a bear fossil with claws, teeth, and even the nose intact. It was discovered by reindeer herders in the Russian Arctic region. The cave bears are said to have inhabited Asia and Europe during the Pleistocene Age, 2,580,000 to 11,500 years ago, and are an incredible addition to the already discovered fossils of woolly rhinos, mammoths, and others. Scientists are calling it an encouraging find since earlier they found only part fossils of cave bears. More than 100,000 cave bear fossils have been dug out from the European cave deposits. These bears weighed from 400 to 1,000 kilograms, with a large jaw and large distinctive teeth, suggesting that this animal was primarily a herbivore and largely vegetarian. Scientists retrieved a cave bear bone fragment from the Pit of the Bones in Spain that helped them to reconstruct the oldest genome from the permafrost era. Number 3. The Tumut puppy. The 13,000-year-old ancient puppy, as it is called, is a fossil of a dog preserved in ice. This one was also found in Russia's Sakha Republic. Most of these fossils are discovered in Russia because of its super cold winters and the perennial permafrost in most of its areas. This specimen was discovered recently in 2015. It is believed to be an extinct species of dogs that roamed the planet 12,000 years earlier. The body of this puppy was well preserved along with its brain. Scientists believe that with its DNA, they can try to revive this species in the near future. Astonishingly, tissue remains of woolly rhino were found in the dog's intestines, indicating, probably, the canine's last meal. The woolly rhinos were at the brink of extinction during the time period of this particular dog. Number 2. The fighting moose. This one is a very rare specimen. It is of a moose that got frozen while fighting another moose. The fossil discovered involves 2 male mooses frozen in a fighting stance. They're very close to each other and in what can be called an aggressive position. Theories are that an avalanche buried them while they were fighting, or they were caught in a frozen lake and were just trying to swim away to safety, but got frozen instead. They were discovered by hikers in Alaska in the year 2016. Number 1. The frozen fox. Foxes are known for their ability to survive cold climatic conditions. Foxes are also one of the most common animals to be trapped in ice. Sometimes, when they get carried away while fishing and dive in an icy water and get frozen, others suggest that they have a special instinct that makes them jump into freezing waters. A fossil of a fox was discovered by a hunter in the Danube River in Germany in the year 2017. Ironically, the person who found this animal has put it on display in front of his store. Finding a frozen fox is pretty common in cold countries. They have been on this earth for a long time and are highly susceptible to getting frozen too because of their habitat and habits.